Sip and chill.
Yo, welcome you guys. This is Sip and Chill, and we appreciate y'all coming back. All right, I go by the name of Marcus Storm. I got my boy Anime Soul King.
Yo, what's good?
And I got my boy T-Dub.
What it do?
And y'all know them as The Crew, okay? And tonight is a very special night. We got the one and only Big Heff, all right? And he's about to introduce us to his newest book, all right? He is a music executive, used to work for Def Jam. He has the Midwest Heff radio show, and he is an author. You know, when we see you in Oprah's book club, man, you don't forget about us little people, all right?
Nice.
And of course, we got the one and only, the greatest, the attorney at law, Miss Debbie. Woo! Eagles.
Not like
Now this.
we're in the house.
Oh, definitely. Now, this is a very special episode.
Okay.
All right. Now, understand we got the one and only Big Heff here.
Yeah.
The fact that you were able to even come up with this book, drop gems for the independent artist who is working his way to the grind to make it on top.
Yeah.
You know, from what I've read so far, you know, you dropped a lot of gems. Like the fact that you made this book and you're giving back to just the community alone, the music community, you've been doing that for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, I always want to, you know, when I was coming up, there was no how-to guides and there was no people that you can ask the questions to. So I always wanted to be that. Every day I still get hundreds of phone calls or 50 or 60 different phone calls of people asking questions. And I just wanted to lend that ear and that knowledge to the next generation that's coming up.
And, you know, we surely do appreciate you because I know most of us, or even some of us, know an artist that's trying to like even break through in the scene, especially in our city as well.
It's true.
As well.
Yeah.
You know, but we're going to get to that soon. T-Dub, what's going on in the culture right now, man?
Man, it's been a lot happening. Y'all know it's been a lot happening.
Yes.
What you think, T? What's the first stuff?
Where y'all want to start?
How about that Nicki versus Cardi?
Oh man, this stuff been going on since 2017.
I know. When are we
Yeah.
going to let it go?
Oh my God! All right, let's roll it back a little bit. So you know Bodak Yellow,
Yes,
you know it's her breakout album, right?
of course.
You know Nicki was dominating the scene around that time,
Right.
but you know they didn't really know how to be on top at the same time.
Exactly.
So, you know, she starts dating Offset.
Mm-hmm.
They do the song Motorsport. There was a lot of shade drew within between those two artists during that song. A lot of people didn't realize it. Sometimes years later, I realized it. You know when it happened. And Nicki kind of felt Cardi wasn't really showing a lot of respect. You know, she kind of believes that, you know, she paved the way for so many people, and that's just kind of how it started from then. But recently, there have been a lot of shots thrown between both the artists, as you see Nicki Minaj going on her infamous Twitter rant, and then somehow bringing her kids, and then, you know, bringing people who shouldn't really be in this conversation into the conversation. But then, you know, Cardi responding on her new album, which I think has got some pretty critical reviews. I think some people liked it, some people weren't really a fan of it. I think it's still, you know, especially in the music space, it's still kind of truly trying to set into people's brains to kind of see, you know, what their reactions are truly going to be about it. But, you know, I think the feud still goes on. Well, let's also note that Nicki Minaj, you know, and we give her props. I think she has really paved the way for so many female artists within the industry.
Of course.
But on top
did.
of that, year after year, month after month, especially recently, we've seen this influx of her, you know, starting these feuds to different people, her feeling slighted by just not being included on a song, or she feels that someone has dissed her when actually inevitably they have actually not dissed her. And it seems like, you know, everything is being taken personal. It's not a good look for, you know, for people who really still do look up to Nicki Minaj, 'cause I think a lot of people still do. It's just, you know, her delivery lately has just not been up to par with someone that we consider as eventually is going to be a legend in this industry. But, you know, right now, it's kind of hard to see it. But some people are on the Cardi side who feel like, you know, she's just drawing shots and she wants to take the fame. But, you know, some people feel like she doesn't have the same talent as a Nicki Minaj.
I got to be the first
yeah.
to tell you, like, when I first heard that Cardi album, I was like, this was 6-7 years in the making. I love the album. Everything
Same.
about it. She comes in confidently. She has all these features. A feature that really caught my attention and that I did not see coming was Janet Jackson.
I still am amazed by that.
Yeah. Yeah, just and then like the fact that she's been holding all this in and finally getting the records out. Basically she did what every other rapper just is doing right now. She's basically expressing herself, expressing her mind. The fact that she hasn't dropped in so long. Of course, we got the radio hits, but we really got to know what was really on her mind. And I feel like that's what makes a great artist. Speaking what's on your mind, because the radio hits are cool, but it's just like lyrically, she really bodied this album.
I agree with you on that one, man. Like I listened to it too from top to bottom, beginning to end, and I thoroughly loved each track that was on the album. So I would say she definitely did her thing. And as far as just this whole feud, I'm gonna be honest with you, I just want it to end because I want to see these two titans on a track together and make something magical. So that's my thoughts.
I don't see that happening anytime soon.
No, wishful thinking. Wishful thinking.
I think we can be positive. We also got to be real. I like Nicki Minaj. I don't think if I was a rapper, I wouldn't work with her right now either.
I mean, like Kendrick said, can't two legends just coexist?
Well, Kendrick doesn't want to coexist.
All right, listen. I was talking about 2014 Kendrick. Well, 2014 Kendrick.
Oh man.
The thing is, just there's been a huge renaissance in female rappers coming out in the scene.
Oh yeah.
Of course, there's been Meg Thee Stallion, the City Girls, Bia, Cardi B. Of course, there's been
Glorilla.
Glorilla. It's been killing the scene as well. There's been No Name. There's been a lot of conscious females. Of course we like to be outside. Of course they like to celebrate. But now, like, I feel like the verses are starting to get a little bit more personal. Because there's a lot going on, not just in the hip hop scene or the pop culture, but all around the world.
No, you speaking facts on that one. It's been how many situations this year? Like, what do you think, Heff? Like, what is your personal opinion on like a lot of this situation that's been going on in the music industry?
I'm just gonna say I'm always team Cardi.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Album's already 2 times platinum.
Woo!
It is.
Went number 1 on Billboard. So
it did.
Salute to Cardi for, one, being brave enough to talk about her personal stuff in public, like divorce, kids, new guy, all that kind of stuff, it's very public for her to do that. But just being a part of the whole renaissance of the female movement, I think it's like the women are in a great space right now. Like to add on to the list, don't forget Lotto and Ice Spice too.
Oh, of course.
Of course,
yeah.
I ain't gonna front that Ice Spice album that dropped. What was it called? Gat.
Yeah.
Lord, oh my goodness, the visuals.
Yeah, visuals crazy.
I love the visuals. It was great.
No, the visuals
wonderful.
The visuals are
splendid.
So one of the things that's crazy, like before COVID happened, we had just did the deal with RCA. So Lotto, Flo Milli, Ty Bree, we were all on the Girls Trap 2 tour. And it was a good chance to get to know like the younger generation of females, because I did Dream Doll, did Megan Thee Stallion, and then Cardi. So seeing from 2015 to 2018 or 19, like the explosion, and then usher in a new generation of girls too. So that's still popping to this day.
Oh yeah, and it looks like there's no slowing down anytime soon.
No,
because like the artists, like especially Flo Milli, I think Flo Milli is highly underrated. Her bars are insane.
I think so too.
Yeah, her bars are insane. Shout out to her. She just had a child too. But just Ice Spice and Lotto, thank God they were able to squash that beef, because now they're making great music together.
Yeah.
But Ice Spice, like, mind you, she's young, but her discography is continuously growing. Continuously growing, and she has her fan base on lock. My thing is, if you're able to grab the kids, you got a fan base forever.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
I appreciate her development.
Yeah,
same.
As I know, when she first came on, there were many, whispers and loud voices saying that, this is just going to be a one-hit wonder. It just kind of felt like it didn't have substance. And, over the past couple of years, I've seen that change. I've seen, an artist who's taken the criticism, who's learned from from her experiences and have taken those and have rose to the occasion.
Oh yeah.
And I see a lot of development, not just with her, but also with so many other female artists who are just really killing the game right now. And it's good to see that.
Oh yeah. No, it definitely
yeah.
is. It definitely is.
Pick it up from Team Cardi and Team Megan.
Team Cardi. You know, I appreciate Cardi though too, because Cardi came from the dirt.
But
Like,
she is like the, I don't know. For me, I use her as an example in the book because she is one of the hardest working people, I think, in the business. She came from nothing and she wanted it. My favorite saying is, if you want to achieve something, you got to have fire in the belly. And she is the perfect example to me of fire in the belly. I use her as an example all the time to artists.
yes. And we're gonna definitely be talking about that book for the record. All right. The fact that like what's going on?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's for the record. You know, as I said, the gems that are coming out of this book is crazy. I read a bit of chapter 1 and I'm just like, oh my God, I learned more in like 3 minutes than I learned in a lifetime. You know, the fact that you guys even made this book, like what is the takeaway from this book that people can really can read from, especially because it has something for the producer, the writer, the rapper, the artist, the engineer.
I think that the reality is that, what I would like to say that separates this book from every other book out there on the market is a lot of people are talking at you. So you can get information, but then you don't know how to apply it. So at the end of every one of these chapters, you have a checklist. Okay, here's all the things you need to do to accomplish this chapter. And it's helpful so that you can figure out, okay, did I get this done? Do I need to get that done? Can I delegate this to somebody? Just so it keeps you on track. Then you got like the practical story from Heff and the playbook. Like, how do you take the information from this chapter, which you just read, and then put it into action? How do you develop your brand? How do you develop your social media? What are the steps you need to take? I don't think that's what's out there because people do things backwards. The book is actually put in an order that makes sense to make your career easier. Because if you're out here, you're rapping and you're trying to build your career, and I don't know, you make a name. Your name is Sippy, right? Take it from here, right? And now you get down the line, you can't get the domain, you can't get the Instagram, you're all over the place. So now you have to rebrand, right?
Right.
Yep.
So you have to start with the right intent so that you can find your tribe, because everybody's got a tribe.
They do.
But
true.
you got to find your own, right?
They do.
That's true.
So I think the book is here to help indie labels and indie artists. And, listen, we've seen all the mistakes people have made, and we're trying to help them not make the same mistakes.
That's right.
Yeah. And just to chime in, it's like you see a lot of artists, for every success story that I have is probably 100 bad artists or bad mistakes that they've made that everything went to the left for them.
Mm-hmm.
So this is, the how-to guide on what to do right. And if I believe if you do it right the first time, you don't have to repeat yourself. And, I share some insider stories like from working with D12 or working with Megan and seeing how, her work ethic took her to the level that she's at right now.
Oh, for sure. For sure. We definitely want. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I had a question. It actually involves the the industry. Like with you, having your hand in the industry and being in these rooms. What is your thought process on like when an artist is trying to get the rights to their music?
When they're trying to get the rights to their music?
Yeah.
It depends. Like you are what you negotiate at the end of the day. Like one of the first things I always say is, one, build your team. And a part of my team is going to be my entertainment lawyer who's going to help me negotiate the best deals as possible. So even if I'm arguing with a major indie or a major label about, who retains rights or are we going 50-50 on this, because at the end of the day, it's my brand, my music, my artist that I'm trying to get to the next level, but it requires negotiation and some sort of partnership for it.
Okay, that's interesting because I've always wondered that. I have an older cousin. We always talk music, and he always drops a lot of those jewels on me just about business and how to operate in like any industry. So I wanted to get from somebody that's been in the industry's perspective on it.
Yeah,
I would also like to add that you have your rights from the beginning. If you wrote the song
Exactly.
or you produced the song,
Right.
they are your rights. But if you don't protect them, well, then you're going to be in a whole world of problems, right? Because
Right.
now when you go to the label or the major and they have to get your rights for you, you're not in the same position. So
Right.
let's start with something simple. Like you're in the studio, you need to do a split sheet. Like how many people go to the studio and never, ever, ever do a split sheet? Now the song drops, it's banging, people are playing it on the radio. Now you want to go back and talk to everybody in the studio, everybody says it's their song.
Right.
Everybody owns more than they say they owned on day one when it was created, right?
Right.
So you're already losing money right then and there.
That's true,
You
yeah.
know, these are the things you have to think about when you're creating music because time is money.
It is. It is.
Money is time.
And the industry is forever changing and evolving more than ever. You have social media, you have the networking events now, you got TikTok, you got Instagram. You know, you can blow up in an instant. And the fact that like you have one song that can change your whole world.
You have
You know.
AI.
Yeah, and AI.
man,
We can't
yeah.
forget about AI.
It's true.
AI is going to change the whole industry dramatically over time.
Oh, definitely.
Did we hear about Timberland
Yeah.
and his new AI artist?
So one of the things that just on the industry side, like now there's anywhere between 20 and 30,000 AI songs getting uploaded a day.
Wow.
So
Oh, wow.
you have to, so it's definitely coming at a rapid pace. There's always there right now is I think they say between 160 and 170 songs getting uploaded on DSPs every day.
Wow.
So, 2 years ago it was literally like maybe 1,000 songs, AI songs getting, but now you say 20 to 30,000. So I can only expect that to increase by year end and first quarter.
Do you think?
And-
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. And that's why it's so important to have a brand.
Yeah.
Because the AI song can't have a brand, right? You, as the artist, have to have a brand in order to distinguish yourself from the 160,000 songs that get uploaded every day.
Right, right. Which is true, and I can't even tell y'all how many times I had to like I would have a brand, then I have to rebrand again, and this is exactly what you guys are talking about too. I had to rebrand over and over and over again because I was just like, why am I not getting it right? Like I'm doing all these shows in the city, but it's just like the fan base is still not getting built yet. I'm just like, what am I not doing? But now it's just
That's
like,
all. That's you're working out. You're finding out what songs that will resonate with what people will accept from you.
exactly.
And then I feel like the disconnect is there's no pre and there's no post promotion of the song. So what's going to help them stick and remember the song after you perform it?
True. Because we also see a bunch of artists who I feel like have rebranded over and over and over and over again. But as we talk about rebranding, I want to start from the beginning.
Mhm.
What got you into the industry? What got you into the labels and these talks with other people? What got you into music?
Got me into music, just a passion of loving music. I used to intern for Bone Thugs and Harmony back in the days, and that was kind of like my introduction. And then my first big break was working with Eminem, 50 Cent, D12, Obi Trice with Shady Records. Growing from there, it was really just, when I started listening to music, and then I would tell like the labels on who was hot, who was coming up, who to sign. They end up turning into an A&R position. Those artists end up selling platinum and gold records. So it always put me in the forefront of the conversation when it came to new artists to sign and develop. So I started touring. My first tour I ever did was the Rock the Mic tour. That was with 50, Jay-Z, Snoop.
Wow.
And then I did the Anger Management tour with, and from there I started doing like touring with D12 and then got a chance to see the world, see the country.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just, just me honing in on my skills, promoting. And I think like the real big turn is when I came back home took back home to Cleveland. And I was like, I want to start the Ohio Hip Hop Awards. I want to showcase it. I want to build a platform for our artists, producers, songwriters, models. And that went on to be for 13 years.
Mhm.
And, you know, like, of course, like one of the main success stories that came from that is Machine Gun Kelly.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For
So-
sure. For sure.
So, you know, he was definitely a product of showcasing him to the rest of the world, showcasing him to the rest of the country. But I used to fly in like all my label friends and A&Rs to see what is going on in Ohio.
Mhm.
And, you know, like I think like right now you can really just tell the fruits, because 2019 we had 13 signed artists, and that never happened in Cleveland before.
Mm.
So
What are
yeah.
some of these notable artists?
Notable artists?
Yeah.
Notable artists is Machine Gun Kelly, Ray Jr., Ray Cash, Doughboy, YFL Kelvin, Ty
Mhm.
Bree, 55 Bags.
55 Bags.
Earlier this year, my boy Charles has stepped in, but earlier this year I did my first, I don't want to call it gospel, but Christian hip hop, or I call it inspirational music,
Mhm.
with Just Joseph, Trey Lou,
Okay.
and
All right.
you know, so yeah, we definitely left a stamp on Cleveland music that's still living on right now.
Oh no, for sure. For sure.
You got
And
anything?
definitely like when, you know, I know, well, let's take it back. I like to really get like what really started it. You said you interned for Bone Thugs and Harmony. Like,
Yeah.
where did that opportunity come from?
Me just being persistent. Like literally I had to create every opportunity that I had. So I would, you know, they started their record label. I literally would call their office or their number probably 15 times a day till
Wow.
somebody
Wow.
called me back. And one day I was talking to Flesh, then I ended up talking to Crazy Bone, and then I got, you know, so involved with everything that I was doing, like all their solo projects, Busy Bone solo project, Crazy Bone solo project, Wish was working on music. I did all of their solo projects. So I would always help out with that. And then and it was just on the promotion side then, you know, like, and then I know as my name started to build, Crazy ended up calling me one day, and we did a project called Cleveland is a City, where
Yeah,
he
okay.
wanted to find out who was the next wave of talent.
Yeah.
And we would just start putting together songs. So I had like him, Ray Jr., MGK collab on some records, and had him and Ray Cash collab on a record, you know? So I was
Okay.
introducing them to that wave, like him and Al Fats and all that stuff.
Got it.
No, that's incredible. That's
Yeah.
incredible.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
Especially I think so many young people feel like they're running into roadblocks when trying to break into the industry, and you know, I think some people just feel like, you know, if they don't get the opportunity once, they just let it go and they keep moving on. But I
Yeah.
think it's very inspiring for you saying you call 15 times a day.
Yeah,
I think
and
yeah.
then, you know, even now, like when me and like Ryan Wolf are talking, or me and Debbie or whoever, like right now, I'm just, okay, let's create the network and let's create the opportunities again, because this generation didn't do what we did with
That's true.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Of course, times are a little bit different, but there were no networking events. So that's why I did my weekend, just to bring it. Like I flew in A&Rs and other things so people can, you know, they never get a chance. These are people they just see through their phone,
True.
Right.
you know, so.
And what?
And I just want to point out that what is that? What is that X factor? That's fire in the belly, right?
Right.
That's
That's
all
right.
what
it
it
is right
takes
there.
to be successful in this game, because there's so many people who would love to be in it. But
Right.
it's fire in the belly, whether it's in the music exec, whether it's in the artist, whether it's in the label.
This is true. This is true. And I got to say, what a weekend it was, you know, because as soon as I even got the invitation, I remember Ebony, shout out to Ebony for sending me and the team the invitation.
Shout out.
Me and Anime Soul King were there,
Yeah.
you know,
Yes,
and
sir.
just got to shake so many hands, say hello. Shout out to Willie the A&R, and shout out to Four
Yeah.
for coming through, and you guys
Yes,
really just
sir.
dropped gems on that panel, you know, just to be in that position, you know, just to be able to talk to us, you know, on that panel and see a bunch of your peers. Shout out to Suge,
Yeah.
Sugar Boog, by the way. Just to be in a position with your peers, you know, and just to answer our questions. Is it kind of mind blowing to you how far you have come in this industry and be able to just give back to the city that raised you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in awe. I ain't like it was like maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and I was like, these kids are still listening to me after whatever 15, 20 years.
Right.
So
Mhm.
like I think it was 22. I'll start working with like Sleazy World Gold,
Mhm.
and
Okay.
we went from
Shout out to Sleazy.
nothing, but end up getting like a couple plaques out of that. He went platinum, 2 times platinum, and he went gold. And then we did a tour with Offset. But
Fire.
yeah, I find it I find it intriguing
Mhm.
because like you got nieces and nephews and all that kind of stuff now, and I'm like, these kids don't want to listen to me, but they always do. Like they, just talking
I
to
mean,
them.
That's timeless right there.
it
Yeah.
is.
That shows your impact.
Yeah,
It is. It is. And your impact and your legacy and what you leave behind is everything,
Yeah.
especially in the music industry.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're literally still doing it now, and
Yeah.
you're even with your new book, definitely says a lot.
yeah. I definitely wanted to just put the information there. I believe like from that I have my own community. Like, of course, I help artists build their community, but I have my own community, and people do want to still learn. People still want to, like, I'm still active. So no matter what, you can catch me in Cleveland on Monday or Tuesday, and I might be in Atlanta or LA another day, and then another. Like, my thing I used to do when I was going real crazy, I used to do 4 cities a week.
Mm.
And that was
And that
just my
worked.
regular routine. I come home for 3 days, but I was on the road for 4 days. And that's depending on how many projects I had going on at one time. I would literally have to do a listening party in Atlanta on Monday, be in New York on Tuesday, be in St. Louis or Chicago on Wednesday, and then I come home, do my radio show, and see my family, eat, and then I go back on the road.
Oh yeah.
Putting in that work, that grind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of sounds like us a little bit every time there's events going on, because in the industry you gotta want it. You have to want it. You may be tired. You may want to sit down real quick, but at the end of the day, you gotta keep going.
Yeah.
You have to keep going.
One of the things I learned, man, is that this comes from professional wrestling, but I equate it to everything I do. Wrestling doesn't owe you anything. It's what you put into it. The music industry doesn't owe you anything. It's
Right.
what you put into it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, Ms. Debbie, what is your definition of hustle? Because we know you're a lawyer in the field, and you've been in the field for a very long time. What is your definition of hustle?
I think it's just like having the wherewithal to want to keep going no matter what, right? Because this is a tough business.
This is.
You get up, you get knocked down, right? It's like being in the boxing ring, right? But
Right.
they can't count you out unless you stay down, right?
Right.
It's true.
So the hustle is you got to keep going, and I think you got to keep evolving, because this game is forever changing, right? So
It
you
is.
have
It
to
is.
keep
very true.
learning. You have to keep networking. You got to be open to change, and you got to be willing to embrace the change too, right?
Right.
Because you can get stuck. Okay, like I'm on my Instagram, right? I don't want to be on X, so I just said no. I ain't doing threads or none of that crap. I'm
Right.
But that's not really the right attitude. The right attitude is okay. I'm going to embrace this too, right?
Right.
Yes, sir.
Because you have to evolve with the industry.
Gotta
Otherwise, you're
adapt.
going to stay stuck, and then you're not going to get anywhere. So I think the hustle is to keep evolving.
Yes, this is true. And talking about hustle, of course, in order to hustle as artists, it is as industry execs, artists, writers, songwriters, engineers, ghostwriters, anybody. We want to go for the big prize. I know we do it for the culture, but we try to go for the biggest prize, which I believe is the Grammy. Okay,
There's that.
the biggest prize in music.
Is it
Okay?
though?
I think so. I believe it is.
Yeah, still the Grammys.
Yeah,
It's the standard. That's the standard.
It's still the
for sure.
standard.
Yeah.
Do you feel that? And I'm gonna point this over to Heff. Do you feel, especially in recent years, and given the wide criticism behind some of the winners or nominees for the Grammys, do you feel like it's still no? We worked that. Do you feel like it has lost a little bit of its respect in a little bit ways?
Well, I think we're just in a social media era where everybody has an opinion, no matter what. No matter, like, But has it lost respect? No, because it's still the Grammys. Do they need to change some things from 50 years ago to what's happening right now? Yes, they are, but they are implementing it, so like you have hip hop guys like Torre and Nas and all those guys that were probably anti-Grammys throughout their career
Mm-hmm.
are now part of the board, part of the voting committee and all that good stuff. So I just think more inclusion, and then especially for a lot of independents, you just got to know the rules and regulations of the Grammys, how to submit music, when to submit it. Like right now, Saturday, on the first, they started the consideration for being voted on, so their nomination phase.
Yep.
And you just got to know the rules. Like every award show has some kind of rules that's sent in that nobody ever reads. They just complain when they hear the winner.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Everybody's
also
complaining.
like political though, because you have to lobby people to vote for you, right?
Yeah.
It's like running for office.
It is.
It's like networking. You got to work a room to let them know why.
Exactly.
To voting up your peers at the end of the day.
Yeah, and when you're working, bro, like no matter what, like most time I see most of the people that I know that's working in the airport. Like we're in the airport or at venues, you know what I'm saying? And we get a chance to talk. So if you're not moving around, like people know if you're just sitting at home talking shit, bro. Like
Yeah.
nothing's gonna change. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you're not really working. There's people out here like that's going crazy. Like if you think about Tech Nine doing his regular routine is doing 300 shows out of 365
Till this
days.
day.
That's
Yeah.
crazy to me.
Yeah, I think that is a tad bit excessive. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get a chance to see who's really working and who's not. You know what I'm saying? So like, I just think that people have to grow up and start reading like this process, because you can own it if you work it right.
And
can.
I want to go back to, that's a laudable goal, right, to win a Grammy. But there are many musicians and artists out here that can make a living without winning a Grammy.
Of
right?
course. Of course.
So-
It happens all the time.
And they're still doing what makes them happy and not working a 9 to 5. So there is different levels to the game. But I think that if you could do what you love and earn a living from it, you're still making great progress.
You're still winning.
That's true.
You're still winning because
I'll tell you this, like I met this this guy, he was a dentist, but he was a songwriter.
Okay.
And he probably made like $300,000 to $400,000 a year just songwriting. Never had a hit record, never had anything, but he just knew the way to pitch it to the labels. They would buy his songbook, and they'd have whoever record.
wow.
And I was like, "You're making $400,000 just writing?" He was like, "Yeah, this is what I do."
Wow.
I believe it. Yeah.
You know one of those moments that just take your breath away, or you're just a loss for words. That was that right there. I'm
One
just
of those.
because he's making it from the back end, isn't
Yeah.
he? Making
Yeah.
it from ASCAP.
You know how to work
and
the
BMI.
system. You can give
That,
it.
and then
give it.
he probably has an admin deal on the pub side,
Probably.
Yeah.
and
Okay.
he's just working the system.
And there's another artist, I can't recall his name for the love of God or money, but he was working like, he was doing this little circuit that he would do every
Right.
year. He would go out and do this circuit, and he would do clubs like 500-600 people, sell it out like crazy, do a whole tour. 3 months later, do it again. So he would work like 2 weeks every 3 months, and he was making well over 6 figures, and that's what he was doing. He was working 2, 4, 6, 8 weeks a year,
Wow.
and he was living good.
Yeah, and it's always the people that you least expect to be making more than your favorite major artists too.
Yeah.
You know,
A lot of them being a cut.
Figured out
Yeah,
how
no,
to
for real.
monetize his career, right?
That-
That's part of what I think. That's part of what people don't know how to do is monetize it, right? They want to go in the studio, they love music, they want to rap, they want to sing, they want to collab, but they don't spend the time to figure out how to monetize
how to
this.
market it.
Yeah.
I think it's monetized
It's
too.
just monetized.
It's
That's-
really
yeah.
about
I mean,
knowing
what-
how to make that money with
What
it.
everybody wants to know is how can I make money in the music
Exactly.
industry at the end of the day. So like if you're at the panel for the industry weekend, that was like one of the questions that I asked all the artists, because a lot of people do have questions like, how do I get over this hump to make money?
Yeah.
And like I always call it a system. Like once you find your system or you find your route, like I got my 15 markets that I go to or my 30 markets that I go to per year. And now I can sell merch, I can release music, I can monetize off it that way.
Right. Right. And you talk about monetizing in your book as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta get that moolah.
Oh yeah, no, we get the green.
At the end of the day,
the
that's
green
what
is
it's
what's
about.
important.
Yes, it is.
That's what it's
Well,
about at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And that's why that chapter about making money is green, because it's a color-coded book.
Exactly. Let me tell you something. That green, that money is the mission, but that freedom is the goal. Just to do whatever you want. At the end of the day, you wake up, sun's beaming in your face, knowing that you're your own boss at the end of the day with your own brand, and that's what we're all gunning for as just artists, creatives, content creatives, businessmen, everybody at this table brings something to this table.
Yeah.
And we all have our own unique talents in marketing and just networking and being around other people. We want to see each other do good,
But I think, like one other point that I really want to make, because I think that artists don't really understand this, and I'm sorry to say that, but it's impossible to do it alone.
Exactly.
And
you
you
need
need a team. So
Yep.
you have to respect your team, right? You got to treat them well, but you got to motivate them, and the way you motivate them is by being the hardest worker on the team. It's not a sense of entitlement, like, oh, I'm entitled to this. No, you have to be the hardest worker so that everybody gets up and goes, oh, I want to work for him.
Exactly.
Yes, because he's going to go the distance or she's going to go the distance. So they're motivated, and then they're going to put in their all. Because if you think you deserve this because you have talent, let me tell you, there's plenty of talented people out here. Sorry to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
That's right.
That's a fact of life.
That is.
I love that saying.
I love that saying. Where you get that from?
I could tell you, I got it from my coach in wrestling. I was a wrestler back in the day, and that's what I lived by, especially waking up early mornings, going on jogs, runs, going to the weight room, taking out my opponents. Let me tell you, that single to double leg was crazy. That's how, but it was what I lived by, and I live by it through just my music and my podcast. I tell it to my guys all the time, and this is why I appreciate them too. And I definitely look up to Heff because the hard work doesn't stop, so.
Yeah.
Hard work doesn't stop.
Doesn't stop at all.
It can't. And talking about monetizing, we got to talk about networking.
Yes.
We have to talk
man.
about
That's
networking because I feel like some artists nowadays don't understand how important networking is. Social media is cool.
Who's the best person you ever networked with?
Man.
Heff, it's you, but it's just the best person I've networked with. So the best person I've networked with,
Robert Smith.
Robert Smith. Well, we can go around the table. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, I happen to know Robert Smith. I've had conversations with him before. If you don't know him, he's a Black billionaire. He owns Vista Equity Partners. He's also one of the reasons I can go debt free and be able to live a life of well and fruition from college and things like that. But being able to talk to him, and he's been in rooms and with entertainers, athletes, all different types of people, and just being able just to listen to how he tells you how relationships are money,
Mm-hmm.
and it's something I've poured into my career, especially in the business realm, and being able to eventually transfer over to a role that was basically solely relationship based and solely meant on me going out and build relationships for companies to make sure they were generating dollars back to their people. So that's one of the best people I've networked with, and I think every time that he meets someone that he thinks a group of us could truly benefit from, he always pulls them aside, and that can be I'm the CEO of Lowe's or the CEO of Def Jam, or maybe Steve Harvey just giving us some gems, or just different people, that still pours into us, or even the CEO over Aereo Investments or Melody Hobson as well. Just being able to pour into you, but also using those relationships as money. That's one thing that was poured into me early. So that's kind of how I view. But I don't always view every relationship like that. But I'm not going to view my family like, oh, that's Those are dollars right there. No,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna look at my mom and dad like, oh, dollar signs. No, yeah, but I'm definitely gonna see, you know, and figure out how we can monetize things. And that's just the angle I take on things. You know, I there's two people here that really love their craft. You know, this guy is, you know, loves wrestling to the core, loves music to the core. I like both of those, but I also like money a little more than that. And so, and I'm like, how can we build these how can we pull that together and build that relationship and make some dollars out of that? That's at the end of the day, I think relationships are money, and being able to network yourself and be able to move yourself around the whole room. If you can go into a whole entire room and work your way around it, I think that's how I got my first job straight out of college.
Yeah.
I kept on running my mouth to people.
Yeah.
Who didn't want to talk to me. They're like, I'm going to talk to this guy anyway. He's going to keep running his mouth.
Yeah.
And they gave me the job out of everybody else in the room.
No, for sure.
Because I just kept running my mouth, and I knew how to put myself in situations and be like, you know, I may not know everything that all these other people do. I may not know finance better than these people. I may not know accounting better than these people. But I know how to talk better than these people. So I feel like if you put me in here and I can talk better than these people, we'll do better. And that's the way I've kind of taken, you know, my career as well.
Got to win the room.
You got to win the room.
You have to. You know, you asked me that question, and I'm actually glad you asked. The best person I've networked with was Anthony Mackie. And meeting Anthony Mackie out in Vegas, we had
him.
actually, yeah, he's actually.
Some people
really
don't
great
like
guy.
him. I like him. I love him.
My thing is he's just introvert. You know, the thing is he doesn't want to come and talk to you when he's trying to eat breakfast with his family or anything. You know, and it's just. You know, it happens, you know, but like I met him at the bar. I sat down with him. He didn't want to talk. He didn't want to give me the time of day. Because he thought I was going to act like every other type of fan. I was just like, okay, you know, but all right. I told him good job, and he wasn't going to talk to me, but then he saw I didn't act like a regular fan. And he was like, what's your name? What's your name? What do you do? I told him at the time, my name is Marcel, but I go by the name of Marcus Storm. He said, Are you here for the festivities tomorrow? This was the 2022 Grammys. And I was like, yeah, are you going to be there as well? He was like, yeah, I'm one of the speakers that day, you know, who's going to be presenting the award. And I was just like, wow, that's amazing. He sat down. I basically had a drink with him at the time, and I basically spoke to him about the industry, being Black in the industry, and what to expect, and why you need to not just show up when it's time to show up, but also know how to present yourself in different rooms, you know, because people are going to be looking at you even if they don't know you, you know, because he also told me like what you bring to the table also matters. You know, this will be the determining factor of if people really want to work with you and your brands and your product versus people who would rather turn a blind eye to you, you know, and let you know like, hey, this probably isn't for me, but we're probably just gonna go with someone else, you know. So he basically what we've been talking about, just like being able to put a fire under you, and if you really want this, like you say you want it, you're gonna do whatever it takes, you know, but you're gonna be smart about it, you know. So just networking with him really just like opened my eyes to a lot, because he helped me really see the bigger picture as well.
Thanks. What about you?
Honestly, I would say it's a couple people, but I'll narrow it down to two.
One.
Well, one. My mentor, big brother, his name is Jake Clemens. He was somebody that worked for the WWE.
Yep.
I met him on the indie scene, and we clicked like that. And you know, since I was locked by his hip, I learned so much from him. I learned how to be business minded in the world of professional wrestling. I learned the ups and the downs in professional wrestling thanks to him. And he's seen my potential. He's seen my potential, and he helped forge me into who I ended up becoming. And opportunities that he could have took, he shared some of those opportunities with me because he's seen my hard work. I show up to training, putting in that work, sweating, body hurting, taking bumps on the ring, stuff like that. But he just taught me how to maneuver and operate in the business of wrestling. And even when he shot up to the big leagues, we still kept in contact. Everything he learned from the Giants, he passed it on to me,
Nice.
and I still carry that even still to this day. Even though I'm not active in wrestling, I still carry myself like I'm in wrestling because
What about you, Deb?
I would definitely have to say Bob Celestin was my mentor in this business. I mean, he's got a lot. He's very rough, tough, and no bullshit, right? And I think that he was good for me because I'm really nice, and he would be like, "Stop being so fucking nice," right? Like they're taking advantage of you. Fight back, right? So he really helped me in a lot of ways, and I still look up to him to this day. Like if I have a real tough problem that I'm going through, I'm picking up the phone and calling him. He's the one.
Oh, for sure.
Nice.
What about you, Heff?
There's too many. Fashion wise, it was my guy Rich from Fashion Nova.
okay.
Music industry wise, Kevin Lyles. All the people that I work for, Kevin Lyles, Sylvia Roan, Brooklyn Johnny. And then I got a chance to meet some of the tech people too. So president of Microsoft. So just different people, but I love it all. Just I always believe like if it was an artist or if it was myself, but you have to win the room. You have to be able to network and carry a conversation where you're asking questions and people love to talk about themselves. So it's good.
This is true. This is true. This is true.
And I heard you mention tech, so
Mhm.
I know we're going to take that angle a little bit. What's happening with DJ Connect Pro?
DJ Connect Pro, we got a revamp. I do DJ. Well, I've been more active on the toys electronic side lately.
Okay.
But we just have to revamp DJ Connect Pro. It's just getting the app together and getting it for the web base.
Okay.
So a lot of front. This is me learning too much on the UI, UX, and all this cool stuff and all this great stuff. But I'm excited for it. Like me, DJ Scream, Coop, Ryan Wolf, OG Ron C. We talk probably every other week about relaunching the app. And then like on the toys electronic side, I'm the chief marketing officer, but we're really using like gamification and AI, agentic AI to kind of formulate mentor matching and create career readiness. So whether it's in advanced manufacturing or, like we need these kids, this next generation of kids to learn the jobs of the future.
Right.
And that's, so tomorrow morning I have to go meet at Case Western and then we got to go to the book signing, but I'm heavily involved. We just did something for Cleveland Tech Week where we took MC2 STEM high school and we did a workshop, a diversity hackathon workshop at Cleveland State University. So it was pretty cool.
Wow.
And how has that transition been? I know you're still on the music side, but how has that transition been, just for finding new ventures, especially in the tech space? That's one part I don't see a lot of artists do. A lot are going to venture capital part. But when it comes to tech, like where do you see your opportunity to, to really just pour into people in that part?
I feel like it's transferable because I always like to find the next generation of artists. Now I'm trying to find the next generation of tech superstars, next engineers. You know what I'm saying? So me pouring into it is just me showing them career pathways, even if it's music or even if it's in tech. Like, let me show you the jobs of the future that you can be able to sustain and take care of your family as you grow up. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's some of the cool stuff that you can do. So we do gamification. So we teach them how to make avatars, 3D printing, coding, all of that good stuff. So it can at least open up their mind and say like, hey, this is what I want to do. But on the back end, as they're learning how to do these certain things, we're teaching them at the same time.
That's amazing to hear. That's wonderful. I think that's awesome.
That is.
Yeah.
Now, there was someone that you brought into the panel in particular talking about tech. Manny.
Yep.
Yeah. You brought him in. How did you and Manny meet, and what is it about tech that like really caught your attention?
There's a lot of money in tech.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So me and Manny met like during the Ohio Hip Hop Awards days. And then we just got reintroduced when I started doing tech. He's a venture capitalist, and he also runs his own cohort and company called Collab and Elevate. And became good friends from there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Now, hip hop is universal. It goes hand in hand with basically everything.
Yes.
What is your most memorable moment ever in the industry when it comes to hip hop?
Hip hop, like just as a fan?
Just as a fan.
It was probably, I think it was probably like, as a fan, introducing LeBron to 50 Cent.
Tell us about that.
Yeah. So LeBron, I think he was still in high school. 50 introduces him at the Wolstein Center. He comes out, standing ovation. And I was like, oh, this is a moment. This is one of those moments. Or seeing like the Hard Knock Life tour with Jay-Z and DMX just, having people crying and praying and stuff at a concert. I was like, what? Who does that?
Man.
That's crazy.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
That's what happens sometimes with them.
Yeah. So those are probably like two hip hop fan moments. And I want to say like last year for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductions when I get blessed to be in some good spaces.
Mm-hmm.
So House of Blues, Foundation Room, you're just in a room with Mary J. Blige, Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul,
Legends.
Common, The Roots, Kool and the Gang. It was just so many people just in if you ever been to my Christmas parties at the Foundation Room, it's literally, you can only fit like 200 people up there.
You can't. It's an intimate room.
Yeah. So it was just like one of them days where like you're in, like every fan that came to the Rock and Roll Hall of inductions was upstairs in that little room.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing.
I hope we can get an invite to the annual Christmas party.
That'd be nice.
I got you. I got you for sure.
Appreciate it. What about you, Debbie?
I would say I would have one hip hop and one R&B. Hip hop was being backstage and seeing DMX perform.
Mm-hmm.
Rest in peace. God, I loved him.
DMX was...
That was my dude. Like, yeah, I was ready to marry him tomorrow. Right? And the other one who's still alive, and I still marry him tomorrow, is I met Tank, and I was like,
okay.
Listen, I
What
was
you know about some Tank?
Listen, I was so tongue-tied. Like, I don't get like that, but I couldn't even get the words out of my mouth. I was like, oh, he kissed my hand. I was like, damn. I don't even know what to say to him.
Tank is...
Some people just got it.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say Debbie's being very modest. She managed, did you manage High Five?
I did.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I love Tank. Sorry. I love my
Okay.
Sorry.
High Five's
I'll
classic.
still marry Tank.
Uh-huh.
Tank doesn't get enough credit on his name.
He
Oh,
don't.
my God.
He doesn't get...
He's a R&B.
He's one of the
phenomenal.
most underrated R&B legends that we have still alive today.
And let me give my props to High Five, right? Yeah. So they were a 90s group. They were more like even though they were R&B, they were like pop, right? They had like 5 songs that went to #1. Like you have a lot of R&B groups back in that time. Not all of them could pull off what they pulled off. So, and they were kids. They were like 16 and 17 years old at that time. So, shout out to them. They're still out there, still doing their thing, still touring, still making music. So,
Was there some tragedy in that group?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Tony Thompson,
Mm-hmm.
who lived with Diddy, and he had some issues, and he died.
Yeah.
Oh,
And he was a prodigy, but
yeah.
don't let me get started on that because we've got a lot of Diddy stuff going on right
We
now,
do
so
have-
we don't need
yeah.
to talk about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, no,
it's a disclaimer right there.
It's all good. You feel like do you feel like the R&B scene in Cleveland's kind of underrated?
Yes, I've been trying to do stuff to help showcase the R&B artists. So that was like one of the main things that I did during the weekend was I did like an R&B karaoke at one of the most popular spots, which is Decades on a Sunday.
Shout out Decades.
So
Shout out.
Decades.
I had like 4 or 5 people that pulled up and was able to, do their main cover. One was doing Usher and J Lo and all this other stuff. So, but it was dope. So, I'm really adamant about showcasing some of the R&B talent in Cleveland for sure.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah.
I love R&B.
A notable artist that you had over there, I believe, was Angel Dust.
Yeah.
Shout out to Angel Dust, very talented R&B artist, indeed. Shout out to her.
Shout out.
When it comes to the R&B scene, and the fact that you care about the artist so much, what is some advice that you give to artists whenever you meet them?
Stay humble, but believe in yourself because you're gonna hit a whole bunch of no's to finally get to the right yes.
That's right.
And I believe like, a lot of times artists try to force themselves into certain situations, but I feel like if you do the work, you'll attract the right people.
True.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
with any of them, I just tell them to be true to yourself and just stay creative. Like do stuff that's gonna make you stand out. End of the day, like you don't have to do it. You don't have to do every show. Do the right shows,
True.
and your career would advance that much more.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's
There's
true.
somebody who came up to me and said like, "Hey, I did 100 shows last year." I was like, "Why? Why did you do 100 shows?"
I agree.
Like if you did 100, like if you do 100 shows, literally your career is supposed to keep going and rising and rising and rising, but you didn't do the right shows.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
But I say, but they also have to practice their craft, right? Because being a great studio artist doesn't make you a great performing artist.
Being a
As we can see.
yeah.
Yes. We've seen. As we have seen.
yes.
Yeah. Because we got different performers though, who we got the performer who like literally does all the moving on stage and stuff. We got the performer that wants to interact with the crowd. We got the performer who just stands still on stage, and then we got the performer who is just like a little nervous. You can tell they might be a little nervous, but it's always the butterflies.
But I always tell like artists when I always analyze them first. So I was like, hey, you got to get out of this 2x2 box that you're standing in on stage where you really think you're moving around, but you're not really going nowhere.
Right.
So half of the way you're going to eat and make money in music is going to be from that stage. So if you don't put time into the craft, you don't work, you're not a good, like nobody's going to come out and buy a ticket if you're a whack performer.
This is true.
So you might fool them once, but you're not going to do second, third. Like I have groups that's been touring and stuff for 30 years. They haven't changed no songs. They just been touring.
Mm-hmm.
So that means their fans just want to keep, like Chris Brown released 3 songs since last year?
That's it. That's it.
But they know he's a dope performer though.
Yeah.
And I would say for the person starting out, right? Like, if you're doing good, because if the crowd ain't moving, you ain't moving them.
Yeah.
And
That
that's
is
your
true.
job. Your job is to move them. So if you're not, then you've got to do something different.
You have to switch it
right?
up.
It's-
Yeah.
You don't have to stand up there and figure out, like, oh, am I doing a great show? You can tell. Just look.
Yeah.
But
It's
do you,
not that complicated.
but question, do you think that some people can just garner stage presence without moving?
No.
Only person that did that was Michael Jackson.
And Prince.
Well, I
So
still think
Luther
there are.
Vandross,
If-
and he
if
was
you-
not moving.
You have to do like, the words have to be that powerful,
Like Adele.
that you can keep their attention without moving.
I don't know. I saw Luther Vandross, and he was not moving. And I got to tell you, I was like, okay, I'm just going to put him on the radio.
But you're talking about one of the greatest voices of,
I
like,
got it, but it was. But
I think
then I'm
a
going to
voice-
listen to him. I ain't going to pay for a ticket to see him because it's the same thing. I can hear him.
I don't know. Every Adele show is sold out, and I've been to one, and she doesn't move much. But I think her the presence of her voice is it's so evaporating that people just throughout the whole entire venue just kind of stop in their tracks. Even security, even people serving the drinks.
Yeah.
They're just like, wow.
I would pay
That-
anything to see Adele. So I'm,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna say that it's different because her music touches my heart.
Yeah,
That was a
exactly.
rumor that Adele was in the hood. Did you hear that rumor?
I heard that.
What?
Yeah, I did hear that rumor.
Wasn't
I ain't
wasn't it
hear
with
this.
LeBron's homeboy?
They say it was in the hood over here.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm just sparking rumors, but
I think it might be true.
no, it was true. It was true.
Okay.
Yeah. Is she still dating?
She's married.
Rich Paul, right?
Yeah.
I believe she's married to him now.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
I
thought
did.
I knew they were together,
Yeah.
but like, I didn't know they were married.
I gotta say this when it comes to Adele. The last voice that I heard that goddessly was Whitney Houston. And if I can compare somebody to Whitney, I would say Adele has like a magical voice just like Whitney
Yeah.
Houston.
Yeah. Okay. That's good.
Whitney.
I think her writing skill is off the charts.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Adele's.
Yes,
Yes, very much
or
so.
none. I don't think there's many people that can compare to her.
Not many.
Yeah.
Talking about that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say real fast. One of the movies I was watching with Whitney Houston, I think it was
Preacher's Wife?
Yeah, Preacher's Wife. And
Classic.
that was her singing. That was like not no voiceover, no nothing. That was her putting
Yeah.
her all into that song. I'm like, yes. And
Oh,
then
soundtrack.
heck yeah, now I downloaded it on my phone.
She still did the Star Spangled better than anybody, right?
Oh, because nowadays anybody else doing it has been, especially at the All-Star games.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but when it comes to like R&B, since we're on that topic, especially when it comes to a lot of newer artists right now, some of them, I think they're very popular. I think they're getting the attention, but I think sometimes it's just, I don't know. I think personally, over the past couple of years, I've seen the attention shift a little bit away from R&B, and it's been very saturated on.
Nah, I feel like
Hip-hop
R&B's popping.
and
Oh,
pop.
I agree with you, Heff.
I-
I think
like
it
I said, I-
shifted a
I believe
long
it's
time
still
ago.
popping.
I feel like there's
It
been more of a
shifted and
shift.
it's coming back.
Yeah,
That's what I think.
feel like because you
Yeah.
have the Scissors and Summer Walker,
Yeah,
and
that's
then you
what-
have
yep.
the Giveons and
Giveon.
Mariah
it's like-
Scientists, yeah.
So it's like a new young generation of energy that's going into R&B, and I feel like the labels are really pushing R&B narrative
I
a little
do
bit more
too.
now.
I feel more so like neo
yeah.
soul though.
I don't know.
No,
I don't
because
know.
I felt like there was a time where it did shift, and I feel like now everyone's going to an R&B concert now,
Yes.
Yeah.
especially for the younger,
Yeah.
for the younger.
But
group.
like, if you think about it, I was on a panel with Brian Michael Cox before, and in Atlanta, which they started in Atlanta, they started doing I Love R&B nights. What's the most popular night out of any
which
city?
I went to before.
Yeah, any city that you go to, the most popular thing to go to is a R&B night in the
true.
whole
It is.
country. New York, LA, Atlanta, Miami. The most popular nights are usually the R&B nights.
We got to go to one of these things.
Yes,
R&B.
You
sir.
haven't been to one? It's amazing.
No, I have not.
R&B is
not.
for lovers.
So
Oh,
if you,
oh yeah, no, I'm
so if
Lovers
you
and
go if you go
friends.
to the one in Atlanta, they do them I think every Wednesday or every Thursday.
okay.
But like literally, you would find everybody there. So if it's Jagged Edge, if it's Jermaine Dupri, Brian
Drew
Michael
Hill.
Cox, Drew Hill,
Yep.
anybody that does
Never
it, because Trey Songz lives there. There's like everybody pops up to these R&B parties.
The one I went to was Monica.
Nice.
Whoa.
Yeah,
I was like, and I'm a Monica fan. I just, it's not something I pop on the radio every day. But man, I think that was one of the best R&B nights I've ever been to. And that's when I was still living there.
Plus, Monica's a legend too.
I drove
Yes, she
home.
is.
I went through my whole entire library. I shuffled her whole discography all the way home. So it took me a while to get home in Atlanta. So I was like, oh man, I was gone. But I think that's what it does to people though.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You speaking facts, like that kind of how I am is like in my phone. I have like hip hop, rock, and then there's R&B, and a lot of the songs I usually go back to that takes me back to the times was Usher. I go through a lot of Usher's catalog. I said it before, like Usher is a one of a kind, and I don't think we will ever get another Usher.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And plus Usher, as I said, is also a legend, R&B legend in itself, you know.
Yeah.
And there's not much to say. Usher is just that guy. He's just the man, you know, to be honest.
Shake up households.
Oh yeah. Oh
Shake a
Jesus.
bus.
Okay. Maybe those are his confessions. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. Y'all.
But no, to be honest with you, like, so, you know, Michael Jackson had the Michael Jackson effect, I call it, where people faint in his presence. And then you have Usher, where women get so serenaded by him that, you know, their households get wrecked up. So that's where I can put it.
Wow.
You know, that's where I can put it.
What about Chris Brown?
Chris Brown.
Chris Brown has an effect on the ladies that is like none other.
Yeah, but I don't think it's like compares to Usher.
You don't think so?
I just don't.
No.
Usher is something
I think
different,
so.
bro.
I think so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, Breezy.
Really?
Breezy,
I think it compares.
He just did a football state, bro. He been
This
doing
man-
football stadiums
He's selling
too.
out.
He's selling out football
arenas, like
But-
literally arenas and stadiums.
I'm telling you, any girl that's 30 and under, ask them who their favorite artist is.
40
It'll be
and
Chris
under.
Brown.
Yes, actually,
It might
40
be
and
40
under.
and
I'm gonna
I
have
think
to
it's
go-
40 and under now.
I'm gonna have to go like really watch it because I don't know. I just like I watched a lot of Usher's.
Go to TikTok.
Um,
That's all you gotta do is type in Breezy Bow, man. Then look at the fan cam. That's all you need to do.
Girls passing out, you know,
Yeah.
losing their voices.
only reason I just say that is
Showing
because
their
I watched a lot of Usher's Vegas touring, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, man, Usher, he just has it.
No, he has it for sure.
Especially with like
he has it, but also all my aunts gonna be at Usher. My aunts ain't going to see Chris Brown. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
they not.
yeah.
You know,
Usher
my
can-
cousin, my sisters, they going to see.
You know
Chris
another
Brown.
artist that the ladies love to go see? He's R&B and jazz.
Who?
It's Kim.
Oh yeah,
I love to go
Kim.
see Kim.
I want to go see Kim too.
Yes.
And I'm
Detroit-
a guy, you
Detroit
know.
artist for sure.
Kim serenades with his voice. He serenades
Love
with,
calls.
Like, huh?
Love calls.
Love call. How you? Love calls your name.
Mm.
His song "Heaven."
Yes,
Everything. Are y'all Kim fans? Y'all jazz fans?
I can't stop.
I'm cooler. You know what? I did a showcase in Kansas City. I have to say this because it was the first time I ever had it.
Please do.
I did a showcase in Kansas City probably a month ago, and there was jazz bands that performed at the showcase. It was the first time, like a jazz band. I'm like,
Like
how
hip-hop
is this?
showcase?
Yeah, it was crazy. It was like 3 different groups. Like I was like, are they about to rap or what? They start playing jazz. I'm like, I didn't know Kansas City had a big jazz music scene.
I didn't either.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
that is pretty cool.
yeah.
That
So
is pretty cool.
I'll have to check it out.
yeah.
Oh yeah. So, Heff,
Mhm.
top 5 artists of all time. We ask all our guests this. Who are some of your top 5 favorite artists of all time,
Top 5 favorite artists of all time.
dead or alive?
Let's say Biggie.
Okay.
Let's say Jay-Z.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Machine Gun Kelly. I'm gonna
Okay.
say Eminem.
Okay. Cleveland's own.
Yeah, he don't get a lot of props, man. It's just-
Because people are soft and he's hurt people's feelings, and they feel it. Their feelings have been
I
hurt.
probably my 5th one would probably be Drake.
Drake.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good man.
Look at them. They sweating.
I'm light skinned, so I like this.
I'm just thinking about like who I listen to the most, and it would probably, like over the last run, it would be Drake.
Drake.
Okay.
And
Drake is created.
honorable mention would probably be Ye. Early Ye for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what do you, especially those last two, what do you feel, basically, how do you feel that they have contributed to, the music industry? I think because those two have came on, and I'll put Jay-Z in that pocket too, because, I think that their presence and their influence is so indicative, I think of how the industry has gone throughout the past, 10, 15 years, especially Drake, who
I think Kanye brought the honesty, and
Okay.
I think Drake picked up that torch and carried it to make it more of, cultivating his fan base, which is women.
Yeah.
So he says some crazy stuff too.
yes,
Yes,
yeah.
he is.
But yeah, I think that they both brought the honesty to it, because before that, music, hip hop especially, was more bravado. It was more aggressive. It was 50. It was Jeezy. It was,
Mhm.
and then you got somebody.
The Game.
What
Yeah,
about Kendrick?
There you go.
I'm just saying who I like.
I think Kendrick's good. I think I'm gonna get personal. I know you're gonna get hurt.
No, I'm
It's
good.
okay.
I
But
still like Drake. I just think Kendrick's better. That's all.
I think
Relax.
I think he hasn't got to the point where I can say that though.
I feel like Drake has brought more to the culture. You know, like he's definitely like,
See that?
yeah, Drake definitely like hits aside and all that.
Mhm.
You know, Drake cares about his fellow man, his fellow artist.
Yes, he
You know,
does.
if he sees potential in somebody, he's gonna pick him up and he's gonna let him know, like,
That is
yo,
true.
I want to do this song with you because I feel like I know that you
Got the
can
potential.
do big things and be the potential to be the next big thing.
I have a lot of respect for Kendrick, but I also feel like over the past year or two that I think that his talent has turned into vengeance, and
So you
it
need
seems like you
word.
sometimes. And I've talked to other people who are also major Kendrick fans, and they say sometimes it's hard to get through an album without just his vengeance coming out in some of his songs. I think after a while, and rap beefs and music beefs are inevitable, and those are going to happen no matter what,
Yeah.
But especially when you after come from a beef, we kind of expected a little what Cardi did.
Yes.
That's what we were expecting.
Yes.
And then we wonder why, the albums just don't hold up. The recent one just doesn't hold up to what we think it's going to be.
Exactly.
And, at the end of the day, I think it's a little bit of his vengeance is coming through. Like, yeah, that's nice, but
That's good for a moment.
It's good for a
first
moment.
listen, but how do you
This
get
didn't-
that second, third, fourth, fifth, 10th,
It makes
20th
sense.
listen
Yes.
to a song?
Because that's what
this
the
didn't
listeners
make
are
you.
doing.
Yeah.
This didn't make you an artist at the end of the day.
I'll say when it comes to Kendrick, for me, like I prefer like his music over Drake's. Like Drake's, like you said, he has like that smooth. If I could compare it to something like a smooth wine, it's like a smooth wine. If I got somebody over and I want to kick it, I'm gonna play some Drake. I'm gonna play some Crew Love. I'll blast that all the time. I ain't go front. But the thing is, like with me with Kendrick, is that I feel like a lot of the music, his past music, he had something to talk about. And to me, Drake, not so much. So I couldn't really necessarily relate to Drake. I can kind of relate more to Kendrick because of what he's talking about and this substance. So I would say, like, when it comes to penmanship, I think to me, that's why I think he's better than Drake because he can tell a story versus Drake.
Well, the thing is, Drake's earlier music, he tells a story, but it's just like Drake has reached a level where it's just like, what is there to talk about? The thing is, there's always something to motivate you to give something to talk about. Now, everything that transpired in 2024, that's something to talk about. And you can see it with his Iceman videos.
How about Childish Gambino?
Childish
Yes, it's another
Gambino is
one.
incredible.
It's
We could
another
talk
one.
about
I love Childish Gambino.
He's underrated.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I think this points to another thing I think I pointed out, and I think other people have pointed out as well, just throughout the past couple of years. I look at, the top people in music worldwide, i.e. Beyonce. Either if you like her or you hate her, I don't care. Taylor Swift, she's still selling out arenas,
Yeah.
i.e. Drake and stuff like that.
Taylor Swift's a good writer.
She's one of the
Very
best,
good.
I think she's one of the best writers.
And Adele's
But
got a beat, but she's close.
Yeah.
but I think that goes to the point, especially and I want to direct this back to you, Heff, and then over to you, Debbie. Especially when it comes to a lot of these large artists, there is a common denominator between those three, is they don't come from a struggle. As I think so much music is, for years has portrayed like, I was from here, but now I'm here. For those three artists, that's not their background.
Mhm.
And do you think that's contributed to their success, or you just think it's just a coincidence?
I think like as you elevate in your career, mostly, you have to be prepared for the elevation. Um, which opens up more doors and more opportunities that I want to say support the success and open, you know what I'm saying? So Beyonce, Super Bowl, Dell or Taylor Swift, Super Bowl, you know, like, or you're doing stadiums and arenas by yourself, which, you know, all of them do. But sometimes in hip hop, a lot of people aren't prepared for that success or to elevate that way. So they ruin a lot of deals that create them to be the superstar that can get to the stadiums. So if you take away that Pepsi deal that was going to run probably a $5 million or $10 million promotional campaign, which would have opened you and made you a household name compared to other people, you know? So you got to look at it, you know, just look at it, because some people will definitely crash out. We're definitely in a crash out era.
Yes, we are.
So a lot of people aren't prepared to, you know, a shootout might happen or something dumb might happen, and now they're in the tabloids for the wrong thing.
Yeah, I think success changes you, and you have to be willing to change, right? We talked about this much earlier in this conversation about how you have to continually change, right? So if you come from the dirt and you come from poverty and you come from the struggle, but now you're making it and you're elevated and you have money, you're surrounded by more people, presumably like that. Music execs, other artists like that. If you can change, then you will continue to stay there. If you can't change, then you may have some issues along the way because, like you said, you can crash and burn. Right. So I think, you know what do they say? If you sleep with dogs, you wake up with fleas, right?
Exactly.
Yep.
Yes.
So, you know, if you've got to evolve and morph, and sometimes we don't like that evolution because now they're not real anymore. Now they're like sound more poppy or whatever. It's not the same, and we may not like that because that's not what attracted us to them in the first place. But it's real because you do change as life goes on.
No, this
Is
is
it hard
true.
to work with those artists?
Is it hard
To work with those artists
that don't want to change?
That don't want to change.
It's definitely hard. And, you know, like for me, just being an exec or a label rep or whatever, like I don't need 10 ARs around me at all times, you know? Like it's just some of them, it's hard for them to get out of a certain mentality, you know? And that's what's been happening over hip hop over the last probably 5 or 6 years.
And also, like, if you're in the gang culture, like, you got to be careful, right? Because you don't want to be in the studio, maybe, or in the music video, because you never know who's rolling through the studio and something's going to pop off, right? Right. So it does make it harder to deal with clients who maybe have that background, especially for me,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll meet you at the office, or
no,
call
no.
me on the phone.
I have to keep it honest. Debbie was, I forgot the guy's name, but he was big in New York. And she's like, yeah, I'm going to meet this guy at the studio. I'm like, no, Deb, I don't think you should meet him at the studio. Meet us somewhere a little bit outside because, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on right now.
Right. Go ahead.
So you've had some hands in Def Jam, correct?
A little bit.
Okay.
A couple, little 2 hands.
No Rockefeller Records.
Who are some of your favorite artists that you had a chance to work with from Def Jam?
Probably one of my favorites is Big Sean.
How is he? Like,
Oh
you
my
know, I don't think he
God.
get a lot of credit.
Great. He's a great guy. Janae Aiko, 2 Chainz,
2 Chainz.
Okay. Jeezy, of course.
Jeez. Jeezy's cold, bro.
Who was it? Cash Page when she was with it. YFL Coven when he was with Def Jam. Danny Lay. YK Osiris.
I'm a big fan of his. Just had to throw that out there.
Yeah. Me and his dad are best friends.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Who else? There's a lot of them. I like working with everybody, but those are like some of the standouts that you know, during my wave.
Okay.
Trap Beckham, who had the birthday song. Yeah.
Okay.
So I just want to follow back with Big Sean.
Mhm.
You know, how did you and him start working together? Then how did you start working with Janae Aiko as well?
Janae, I was really a fan, but when she started dropping albums on Def Jam, I was like, so you like, I'm older, so I would literally pick out who I wanted to work with like that year. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I was like, okay, who do we got albums or singles coming from? Da da da. So Sean, he's a Midwest guy. I'm a Midwest guy, so that was just an easy connection. You know, like when he first got signed to Kanye, he used to be in Ohio a lot. So there's
Wow.
times where I had like, we would go, Machine Gun Kelly was opening up on his tours and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, the energy and the effort was there. So it's, I mean, pretty much is the same story. I'll just either I attach myself or ask, or I would outline and shoot a proposal over and say, this is the stuff I wanted to do. And that's how, like, even me and YFL Kelvin, who's from Cleveland,
Okay.
YK Osiris, it was really just, hey, I want to work with this person and help them out.
Nice.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
I want to say just a collaboration I would love to see you like of an artist I would love to see you work with is Denzel Curry.
Okay.
I would definitely love to see you collab with Denzel Curry because he's a very good artist. I've been following him for a while. I actually discovered him when he did a collab album with JID.
Okay.
Really good.
So you like Jid?
Yeah.
He was here the other day.
See,
He was here on Wednesday.
man.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Just learned something, man.
He opened up for the T-Pain show.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go to a Jid concert. So
Yeah.
that's
It's one of my good friends, Barry, he signed Jid in Atlanta. Yeah, for sure. And then also got Earth Gang too. So if you yeah.
Earth Gang was opening up for T-Pain last night.
Yeah. I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, did you had a chance to make it to the show?
I went for a little bit and then I had to go to the Ice Cube concert.
Oh,
yeah. I heard that
Cube was
good.
here too.
Yeah. But yeah, I you know, I like Jid a lot. Like I feel like he's, you know, I'm glad he's starting to get
his recognition.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Jid is super talented.
He's definitely next up. I think when it comes to artists, lyrically right now, he's coldest out right now.
He's kind of untouchable at the moment right now.
Kind of ain't the word. Right now he is, right, bro, he's ready for any smoke. Like he said it in his album when what was it with the clips?
Yeah.
Dude, Jid is
No, Jid is
cold,
fire.
man.
I'm agreeing with you. Jid is definitely fire.
It's amazing.
Definitely fire. Especially coming out of Cole's label.
Yes.
You know,
shout out to J. Cole.
Oh, for sure. You know, I feel like Jid definitely has that. I feel like he just needs that. He has that one song, needs that one album that's just gonna like punch him right through like the mainstream ceiling. You know,
I think he did with his latest album. I genuinely think he got something massive on his hands. Like he's
I
here.
agree.
Yeah.
You just got to listen to him more, Storm. Like Jid is a monster, dude.
Okay, I'm gonna take some time to listen to him then because I've heard him on features. Recently, I heard him on Offset's new album.
Go back and listen.
Yes.
Oh, he bodied that.
Yo, the song was called Body.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Even go look at his collab with Eminem. Like Eminem's a titan lyricist.
Yeah.
And Jid kept up with him.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. For sure.
No, I do want to ask one more question before we start winding down. You know, currently there's a nationwide tour going on with someone who is of the younger essence. Goes by the name of Never Broke Again. Young Boy.
Yeah, Young Boy.
You know, you either like him, you hate him. As a person who's been in this industry for a very long time, what's your take on that right now? His presence, how he's garnered so much following.
I feel like he's going to collect on, even though he's already wealthy, he's going to collect and become the superstar that he is. I think like as long as he can stay out of trouble and, you know, internet beefs and all that kind of stuff. But I feel like he's building a framework and he's showing the rest of the world that he is the superstar for the next generation.
No, facts.
without the industry, you know, really pushing it. That's something
But
incredible.
you're talking about somebody in his age demo that's probably outsold everybody.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that, honestly, because like I've been listening to YoungBoy as well for a while,
Same, bro.
and
How you listen to YoungBoy and then Jid? I don't.
because I love hip hop that much, and so like I follow like these artists like individually,
Yeah, for sure.
and with YoungBoy, the issue I always had with a lot of like folks that try to crap on him, they always try to compare his music to like mumble. I'm like, dog, he ain't mumbling. Like he's telling the story.
Yeah.
Like y'all got to just either y'all get it or y'all don't.
Nah, he's definitely showing everybody why, you know, like he has fans on fans on fans. And I feel like this is just the tip of the iceberg. Like he's doing arenas, but he'll be a stadium artist pretty soon.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I say maybe the next 5 years or maybe
thinking
4.
I think 2. That's what I was thinking too.
2? Okay.
Yeah.
And have you seen footage of the people at his shows?
Yeah.
They go insane for this
Wild.
guy.
Yeah, he's Storm. I've been telling you for a long time. You've been pushing him off, but no, I've been telling you.
Hey now. No. So don't get me wrong, NBA YoungBoy is very talented. You know, I'm just more of like, you know, I don't follow like his music all like that, but I will say he is talented. You know, I'll give him his props where props are due. You know,
Forced
you
to
gotta
be reckoned
recognize
with.
it.
Forced to be reckoned with for sure.
I believe so. I think it's the next thing coming, if you like it or not.
Yeah. Like I think he's having like a Wayne run right now. Just looking at his career and where it can go.
I don't know.
Did you say a Wayne run?
The person who comes
Yep.
to mind for me is Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Oh.
The way people spoke about him at shows, like, he's the GOAT. I will die for him. Like, I saw things flip out over him.
I think young boys look past that.
Tekashi, I'm not gonna lie, I did like Tekashi for a while,
There you go.
but he had a couple cuts where I was like, oh, this is actually kind of fire, you know. But then it was just like he did it to himself at the end of the day. Hold on.
I don't know what he's
Hold
talking
on. He did it to himself at the end of the day, just getting in trouble, beefing with everybody, because you're burning bridges with everyone, and then doing bad business with other people as well.
Somebody's gonna clip this and
Yeah, don't have me no Tekashi.
No, I was just like,
I don't really
Cut
mess
this
with
part out,
Tekashi
bro.
like that.
hold on.
I'm be honest with you.
I just,
I don't either.
as a person, no comment. But
You was a fan though?
I like the
over on young boy.
What's
wrong with you?
But his fans were crazy about him. That was my point. They
energetic?
were crazy about him, not about whether or not you liked him, anybody else in the room liked him. They were insane for him.
his
They would be at shows saying things like taking their clothes off and dancing and saying he's the GOAT. I'm like,
Whoa.
what do you mean the GOAT? Like, I couldn't even believe the things I would hear.
I like
That's
the
also that iPad generation too. So
I was a fan of a couple songs.
So I got it.
Hold on, I gotta clarify. I was a fan of a couple songs. Hey, Eddie.
you
Listen,
hold
I'm the
your
fan of a-
biceps up
Yeah,
like
I was
that.
a-
He
I was
said
a-
it with his chest.
I was a fan of a couple songs. All right.
So
But then like his shenanigans online, I was like, come on, bro.
Well, we'll be at the young boy.
But this was
Yeah.
like the trolling era though.
It is true.
He was the
that
king of the
was.
trolling era for sure.
Yeah.
That was totally the trolling era.
Storm needed like
And I think
Change his
that's
hair
what the
color.
kids want.
Yeah.
They don't want what we, I think a couple weeks ago I was down. I took a little vacation. My family was right around my cousin. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna hook my Bluetooth up. He's 17. So he's like, I'm gonna hook my Bluetooth up. I'm like, sure, go ahead. Thought he's gonna put on, some Gunner or something like that. I'm like, man, he started putting on some stuff I've never heard in my life. I'm like, man,
Detroit music. sound
Detroit,
for sure.
exactly.
Milwaukee, Detroit.
He's from that area, so he's like, yeah, I'm putting this Detroit stuff. I thought some of the stuff was pretty good, but I'm just like, I don't know if I'm getting old. I'm like, can you hear anything he's talking about?
Yeah, all my nephews, they listen to like a lot of Detroit, Milwaukee artists. So when they like they don't pay attention to me with nobody else unless like it could be Lotto, Megan, whoever. If I'm with a Milwaukee artist or a Detroit artist, oh, I see you with the GOAT. Yeah, exactly. You out here working. You really connected for sure. I'm like, this isn't even the top tier artist.
So what about Skilla Baby?
I like Skilla.
I like
Skilla?
Skilla.
Yeah, I like Skilla.
I know Skilla. At least I know something.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've heard the name. I've seen it as on the radar. Freestyle.
Skilla can really rap.
Yeah.
People just think that like the girl records and stuff, but he can really rap. So every like show, like he was on tour with us with Offset and Sleazy too, but he would really get out there and freestyle every show and all that kind of stuff. But I was gonna say like in Detroit, like so I went through like 2 or 3 generations. So the Shady Records, Slum Village era in Detroit. Then I started working with like Icewear Vezo and Cash Doll and those guys. And then T Grizzly came and that was like the introduction to that. And then Vezo introduced me to like PZ and Babyface Ray.
Oh yeah.
Now we got like Babyface E and all those guys coming, you know. So
There's always an era, you know, where it's like there's somebody who literally starts the whole movement, especially with different artists, especially coming out of Detroit. Do you feel like Cleveland artists are starting to get on the same level now as Detroit, or do you feel like they've always kind of been like neck and neck a little bit?
I would say neck and neck because we all kind of came up together. So like Vezo, PZ would always come down to Cleveland, and then I would always have like Ray, Preem go up to Detroit. So
Nice.
I want to say like neck and neck because I feel like both music scenes are like definitely on the come up.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely, for sure. There's been, what I've noticed as well, I'm pretty sure you guys can vouch as well, there's been a lot more collaboration in the city as well. There's been a lot more collaboration.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. And it's just like, I feel like the small circles, they don't matter anymore because we all are gunning for the same goal now, and that is to just be able to bring each other up now more than ever, especially when it comes to the music scene. You know, I've always seen like there's been a lot of rock and roll artists getting signed out of Ohio all the time.
Yeah.
But you know, now that there's more hip hop artists coming out and there's more hip hop artists working together in order to put each other on and just teach each other stuff, I feel like it's definitely great to see. What are your thoughts on that, you guys?
Wanna go? Well, honestly, like I love seeing where everything's coming to. Like I think we are honestly at like the tip of the iceberg of where we're at, and I think there's probably even another level that we can get to, and I can attest and believe that eventually we'll get to that next level. So I think we're in a good place, personally.
Yeah,
I think I see a lot more collaboration. I also see a lot more recognition on the DJs.
Yeah,
that come from the city.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cleveland still has one of the best DJ scenes
Facts.
in the country, and I got to live in the South of hip hop for several years. So like being able to be back up here and then living down there as well, I think Cleveland is really getting their props. I think it's really making a name for themselves. I think there's a culture that has been cultivated. I think it's always been a culture here, but there's something here that when you come from this place, they think, oh, you from Cleveland. I can tell. You got that hard work ethic. A little humble. We ain't too humble here.
They say we mean.
Yeah, a little bit.
I wouldn't say we're mean, we're strict.
No, we a little mean. It's okay though.
It's okay to be mean.
It's okay a little bit mean. That's how you get places.
Yeah.
But as a person sitting back, especially in the business, field, I love seeing how many artists are just really kind of elevating themselves, but also learning that we're better together than just trying to do it on your own.
Exactly.
That's right. We're like a transformer, or a Power Rangers. There's many different parts to create the Megazord. So.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. Okay, I had to get where you're going there.
Yeah. I have a question. You don't mind, so before you wrap it up.
Go. Yeah.
What is your take on? Because I see it a lot in hip hop. I don't see it in any other genre of music. This whole ageism, where "Oh, you're too old to make music. You should go retire." Like, what is your whole thoughts on that? Because
I don't see much of that.
It's tough. So in hip hop, there's definitely an ageism thing because I know like a lot of times with the major labels, they don't want to sign anybody over 23.
jeez.
So I know that's probably going to shock a lot of people once this goes out, but yeah. So it's like unless you got like some serious momentum going on, probably won't happen for you.
I would say that's in R&B
And-
and other genres too,
Yeah.
pop, all of that.
I don't.
And
R&B?
but like this
I see
year,
it.
it's been
Okay.
Signing
great
pages.
because you see like Cardi's drop, Clips drop. You've got Havoc from Mobb Deep drop.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I feel like the older artists are creating the platforms. Like Jim Jones is still out here and he's still relevant and going hard. Fab is still out here going hard.
Yes, sir.
So there is life in 40s for your music or in 50s for your music. So
Hell, Joel Santana when he did the Little Boy Fresh music video.
yeah. So it's definitely refreshing. Like especially like to see the clips. I think the clips, Killer Mike and Clips, really just open the doors for other older artists to be out here and put out projects.
Yeah, but I think they were already famous. Like, it's different from getting signed and making your way than living your career out because you already peaked and you have fan base and the fan base is going to follow you. Like, High Five's still out here touring, right?
I mean,
But
as long as
you're
you
not
get your
signing somebody at 40 years old.
no, but I mean, you have somebody like Jelly Roll who's been out here working for a long time. Probably had his biggest, most successful year last year.
Yes, sir.
And that was like his breakout moment.
Like country. I mean,
I just listen to
honestly,
music.
Country, I think you might have a little bit different because they're singing stories. They're singing, I don't know. I think it's different in country than it is in R&B, hip hop, pop.
What was that? Brian got signed a little bit later in life after
You say who?
after Zach Bryan.
Okay.
You know who he is?
Yeah, just had to make sure I heard you
He had a
correctly.
country singer who went and served in the military for several years.
But I say country is a little different.
Yeah.
I don't think you have that on the other spectrum. I just don't.
Yeah,
But do you think a Morgan Wallen could be signed at this age?
Who?
A Morgan Wallen, because
He's
he
a
got
country
signed a
guy.
little earlier.
Yeah.
You think he could be signed? Is his situation different than the other ones in country?
It's hard because you're picking like the top guy in country, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, just for me, it's tough for if you're asking about like a new artist being signed, that's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
You know, like literally, like I feel like the last guy that got signed when he was in his 30s or something like that would have been 2 Chainz.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And that was a while ago.
Yeah.
What
So
about
that's-
Benny the Butcher?
Benny Butcher just did a deal at Def Jam too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but he had been through 2 or 3 other deals before that. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's just something I thought I would bring up because honestly, I see it a lot. And
No, it's a great question because there is a lot of hidden ageism, you know, like, and not just saying just for artists, there's for executives, for anything. Like, you know, like sometimes when, like, I feel like when you turn like 45 to 50 in music, especially in hip hop, like they really try to move you out of the way.
And think about it though, right? Realistically, if you're a major, you're going to invest a lot of money in this person, right? And who's out here with discretionary cash? If you're 30 and 40, right? You probably have a house, you got some kids, maybe you're taking care of your parents, maybe your grandparents, you got bills, you got a car, you got insurance, all this stuff. If you're 18, there's nothing you want to do but go out and party and meet females or males, right? So you're going to go to the clubs, you're going to go to the concerts, you're going to spend that money. So the major label has to think about this as an investment. They're going to invest, but they need to have a return on it, right?
True.
And it's
Agree.
easy
Yeah.
to get it from younger people because they don't have all the obligations that probably most of us at this table now have, right? So
Yeah.
it's different, right? I think that's part of it because they want to They have to be able to figure out how they're going to get their money back, right?
Right.
So like usually when you get signed to a major, they look at it as, hey, this is somebody that I can probably get 2 to 3 albums out of and have a 10-year relationship with. So if you're 21, then okay, 31, 32, you might be out of your deal, and then you can go do a second with a major indie or something like that.
Okay.
Right, but if you're 30, 40 and you got kids, let's say you got kids, I mean, Cardi's amazing because she's out there pregnant, bouncing her butt all over the place and still has that energy. But who can do that? Who can do that, really, right?
No, that's true.
So you got kids,
true.
you got obligations, you got a husband, you got all these other things. You can't even move the way you move when you're 20. It's a whole different game.
No, this is definitely true. This is definitely true.
It's a lot of energy to bounce around that stage.
It does.
And sing
it does.
at the same time or rap at the same time.
Because we've seen different artists. We've seen Rihanna do it when she was pregnant, and she's singing on stage and literally doing her best, dancing and all that, and still entertaining like.
Have you seen her since?
That's not the point. You see, the point is,
I know she just dropped another baby.
But she's also already been brought up in that culture
Yeah,
to
that's
know
true.
it. It's not like you're starting at that age.
Yeah.
There's no difference, right?
Yeah, no, this is true. This is true. This is true.
Good question, though.
Yeah.
It was.
Thank you.
So get out there and do while you're young. Buy the playbook so you can figure out how to do it.
Figure out early.
Still got
Right.
some time, I guess.
Yeah, no, this is true. This is true. You guys, if you don't know, welcome to Sip and Chill. Again, I go by the name of Marcus Storm. My boy T-Dub over here.
What's
My
up?
boy Anime Soul King.
Yo, yo.
We got attorney at law, the woman herself, Miss Debbie, and we got Big Heff, music executive.
Yeah.
You guys have to buy this book. All right. It's giving you all the gems. It's dropping everything that you need to know to make it in the industry.
Yes.
All right. Especially coming from the man who's been there, done that, seen it, been there, done it again, seen it again. Gold, platinum plaques. All right. The thing is, if you want to make it, it takes drive, determination, discipline, consistency, and many more. And if you buy this book now, please believe you'll be where you need to be. Maybe not just today, but tomorrow, a month from now, a year from now, a decade from now. It's definitely worth it. Heff, we appreciate you coming on, man.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate
sir.
you. Thank you for dropping the gems.
Yes,
And Debbie,
sir.
We didn't have
thank you for
nothing to
dropping the
sip.
gems.
I know.
That was our fault.
Yeah,
You know, we're trying to
we were.
do better in life.
This is still Sip and Chill, and the next time you come on,
Yeah.
We have something to say.
we'll definitely have something to sip. All right.
And also,
Local. Something local.
yes.
Yes.
I'm a part of this. It's called the OG. It's a gin, but it's black owned. So next time I'll bring bottles of the OG for sure.
Man,
Okay.
for sure.
Great.
And if you
It's-
want us to,
And it's healthy too. It's
I'm
healthy.
glad I won't be here. I can't drink gin. I'll be dancing on the table.
Oh, even better then.
Oh, y'all really hear me
Even
say
better.
some wild stuff here, man.
Oh, we don't mind. We're very we don't mind. Sip and Chill. We just love to have fun here. We like good conversation about music and culture.
yeah, for sure.
You know, and the thing is, the fact that we're blessed to even, bring so many people in and just talk to them, and especially talk to you guys about what everybody's thinking about the industry, and just really just get the knowledge needed to know to get to the next step is definitely a blessing. We definitely appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate you all.
Thank you.
Appreciate everything you all done for the industry,
Oh,
for the
definitely.
community, for Cleveland,
Appreciate it, bro.
for so many people. It's amazing. Appreciate it.
Yes. But announcements. Do we have any announcements, Heff?
Go get the book. We're for the record playbook. More tour stops coming up in Chicago, New York, Atlanta, Miami for book signings. What else is going on?
You can download it on Kindle. It's out. It will also be out on Amazon.
Yep, Amazon.
Spotify too.
We're gonna do an audio book. We're
Oh,
working
yeah,
on
I
an
love
audio
those.
book
we're
as
working
well.
on that one.
Okay,
It's
perfect.
a little bit longer, but yeah, we're working on it.
Oh,
Gotcha,
definitely
gotcha.
worth it. Definitely
Yeah.
worth it. Till then, let's get the hard copies.
Yeah, knowledge is power.
Yeah.
It just depends on how you use it.
Exactly.
That's right. That's
One
right.
of my favorite sayings.
Let's Snapchat that.
Yes.
Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah.
This is true. What about you, Miss Debbie?
I want to just echo what he said. Knowledge is power. I say it all the time.
Yes,
you
ma'am.
want freedom? Get knowledge. It'll help you get free.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Ooh,
yes,
that's
ma'am.
powerful.
That is powerful. That is powerful. What about you? What about you guys? How are we feeling? We got any announcements?
Well, I do. House of Shinsi coming soon. It's an anime me and some brothers of mine are working on. So stay tuned for that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Living and learning, man. Just chilling, going to concerts, enjoying life.
Oh, I do have an announcement.
Yes.
Or maybe it's just a PSA.
What's going on?
Please register to vote if you haven't.
Yes.
Please. Please.
Yes.
Please register to vote. Always, always make sure you're informed. Always exercise your right to vote. Always make sure you support your local black college. Ching ching. Yep. And always be real, be loving, be
That's
nice
right.
to people,
That's
be
right.
kind.
Yes, please register to vote. Everything that Miss Debbie had said, because a voteless people are hopeless people.
Nice.
Yes.
There's a lot of quotables going on right now.
Yes.
Memes
indeed.
going on right now.
Memes.
We're meme city over here.
We are. I usually have an announcement here and there for the show, especially. There is an announcement though. Our annual Toasty Awards are coming back. All right, where we give credit to those who have worked hard over the year, and we give them their flowers. All right, those announcements and those winners will be coming out very soon. Okay, from best guest to best male artist to best female artist to MVP of the year and much more. Okay, till then.
Hey, Storm, wait a minute.
Yes.
What about the Pop the Balloon?
Oh yes, we forgot. Sip and Chill is collabing with Magic Moments to
Yeah.
have Pop the Balloon or Find Love, the Halloween edition.
Yeah.
All right, October 25th. We're gonna find out, can these ghosts and ghouls find some way to find love? All right. Bring your best costume. We got costume contests. We got live music. We got DJs. We got food. We got drinks. And we have some of the loveliest ladies you will see in Cleveland, Ohio.
And T-Dub will be commentating.
Yes, sir.
And T-Dub will be commentating. You know how we love the commentation. All right. Sip and Chill will be in the building doing
That's
not
right.
just interviews, but we'll be hosting. T-Dub will be commentating. Me and Anime Soul King will be on the panel asking the crowd questions.
That's
All
right.
Please believe it's not over till we say it's over. This is Sip and Chill. We're about music, culture, and everything above. All right. If you're not sipping and chilling, you're not killing like us, what are you doing then? All right. I'm Marcus Storm.
T-Dub.
Anime Soul King.
Happy Eagle.
Big Heff.
And we are out. Have a good night.
House of Senshi coming soon.